Hello folks, Nicholas McGinnis here. Today's video I want to take us on a tour of a potential forested wetland restoration site. So here we see we got this drainage coming out of a swale and it's hitting this steep slope over here and it's draining out. There's also an old road that used to cross here. There's a lot of old remnants of roads that probably go back to the 1800s around here. And I don't know if they modified this drainage or whatever they did. They probably try to encourage it to drain out. But a lot of the water's just seeping off. We're in that spring melt-off phase. Frost is out of the ground. All the snow's melted. So we got a lot of runoff. And when it comes to a forested wetland and what determines its boundaries and provides those ecosystem functions, it's the amount of surface water and saturated soils. And with this carved out ditch at the bottom of this small forested wetland, the surface water is draining off quite quickly. Not a whole lot of it's being retained, and so it's more or less limited the size of this ecosystem to might be an acre, an irregular shaped acre in here where it's fully grown forest, a lot of deadfall. So we're going to think, how can we restore and enhance and create new wetland habitat in this section? And we begin at the very bottom where the water's draining out. And this isn't a fish-bearing watercourse. This goes off into another swale down below, which then goes into another swale, disappears for sections. So you don't have to worry about things like maintaining fish passage by putting in a bridge or some sort of structure that allows fish migration. You can put a culvert in here and you can fill this in with gravel, almost like a dam. In order to increase the level of the surface elevation here and to enhance this wetland, what we could do, and what I think we should do, is put a small diameter pipe just below the height of the road surface, and it'll back this surface water up as high as the bed of the road. So I'm thinking if we built this structure up from the deepest part of the channel to where it needs to connect to this old trail up here, probably going to have to raise that pipe up to about 3 feet in elevation. And you can just stand, what you can do if you need to envision or map out and plan what the extent of this wetland will look like. You take a survey level, you get the height of your road at 3 feet, or you go down to the deepest part of the channel and add 3 feet to that elevation, and you start shooting it around the slopes of this wetland, and you want to just drop a flag on a little stick wherever that 3 feet high mark that's level with the road goes to, and that'll give you a top level elevation for where surface water will back up behind this dam. And so what you can then do, you can take your GPS, walk the perimeter of the existing wetland, for visual purposes. Take blue flagging tape on those little metal flag poles and outline the existing perimeter in blue. Then take some pink flagging tape and go around and do that whole perimeter 3 feet above elevation with the pink tape. Then you could walk in here, and if you were doing this as a restoration project and you needed regulatory people to come in and improve it or study it, whatever they want to do, you can bring them in, and with a very good visual representation of what's going to change, whoever has to approve it or regulate it is going to understand what it is you're trying to do. It'll make your work look professional. And if you're a watershed conservation group, it's definitely something that your staff is skilled enough to understand and learn how to implement. And it's a big thing for landowners. By doing this, we're going to create more trail access to our own woodlot. Gives us access to woods, anytime you get access to your property, it's a good thing. So if you can find projects like these that provide some sort of benefit to the landowner, i.e. road access, and has an ecological benefit, i.e. the increase in forested wetland, it's a win-win, very low cost. I think you could do this project for less than $5,000 if you had to hire somebody. So keep that in mind. Don't forget about the wetlands. If we want drought resilient watersheds, it has to start up on the landscape level. Wetlands are a key part of that story. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe.